Here at home, President Biden indicated there has been some movement towards achieving a so-called humanitarian pause in the fighting between Israel and Hamas. Reporters called to question the president in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, over the weekend.
Mr. President, any progress on a humanitarian pause?
Yes.
So the president did not elaborate on exactly what yes meant. But as this continues, there have been worldwide protests, including here in the nation's capital. Take a look at this. This was the scene as thousands of pro-Palestinian protesters called for a ceasefire in Gaza. Now, they also made their way to the White House, demanding the president push for an end to the fighting. Several other protests took place around the country. Of course, this all stems from Hamas's attack on Israel, which killed civilians back on October 7th. For more on the war in Israel and fears that it could spread to other fronts, this morning we want to bring in Caroline Glick. She is a contributing editor for the Jewish News Syndicate and joins us live this Sunday morning from Jerusalem. Can you hear us, Caroline?
Yes, I can. Thanks for having me on your show, Tom.
Good morning to you. You know, as we've been watching this, the Biden administration has been talking about this humanitarian pause. What is the feeling in Israel right now about these calls from the U.S. for a pause?
Well, we oppose them. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, when he was here meeting with Israeli leaders on Friday, really was met with a wall of wall-to-wall opposition, both within the government and in the political opposition. And everybody is making it very clear that we're not interested in any pause in any of our operations for any purpose unless it's after our hostages have been released from Gaza. They're holding 240 babies, children, women, and men who are all innocent civilians hostage in Gaza and have been for the past 29 days. So until we get our hostages out, there is absolutely no support whatsoever inside of Israel for any sort of humanitarian pause of any kind.
Carolyn, we've been seeing these protests around the world, and you may or may not know we had another large one in D.C. by groups calling themselves, pro-Palestinian supporters. There have been demonstrations in support of Israel, but the pro-Palestinian groups have made a lot of noise. They have gotten a lot of media attention. What's the view in Israel about what's been seen on television screens here in the U.S. as these pro-Palestinian demonstrations have proliferated?
Well, I mean, I think we're, again, there's unanimity here, a strange unanimity, but understandable under the circumstances that people are simply appalled by this, by the fact that the wanton slaughter, sadistic slaughter, rape, mutilation, beheading of more than 1,400 Israelis and the taking of 240 hostages to Gaza by Hamas has seemed to embolden the worst, the most racist, bigoted Jew haters that we've seen in the United States really since before the Holocaust. And the fact that you're seeing a proliferation of these pro-Hamas rallies from coast to coast, and of course outside of the White House, it was shocking and terrifying and appalling that they feel so emboldened in the United States of America to stand up for the genocide of Jewry, not only in Israel, but around the world. And I know that American Jews are feeling threatened as they never have before in their lifetimes from these mobs that are calling for the genocide of Jewry. It's very disturbing.
Caroline, what's life like in Israel right now? I mean, you've always been surrounded by threats, but what is the day-to-day experience of living in Israel right now?
Well, it's very stressful. We are all in a state of high anxiety and also of profound sadness. I'll just give you an example. So yesterday was Shabbat. It was our Sabbath, and the prayer leader just started crying in the middle of prayers, and this is something that happens all the time, that we keep getting our rabbis in the middle just breaking down because people are so overcome by grief. Plus, we have over 300,000 of our soldiers, including, 300,000 reservists that have been called up. And are fighting in Gaza. And so people are very anxious because everybody has a son or a husband or a brother or a lover or whatever fighting in Gaza, and everybody is very worried. So so that's what's happening. But there's also an incredible sense of resolve that we simply cannot live this way any longer, and we have to defeat them. We have to annihilate Hamas. There's no way for us to live at peace or with
Carolyn, in a couple of days, it's going to be 1 month since the Hamas terrorist attack. Those hostages, they've been in the custody of Hamas for close to 30 days right now. Is there still hope that they could get out alive, or is there a concern that if the Israeli Defense Forces do launch the full breadth of this ground war, that those hostages could be lost?
Our expectation is that we'll be able to get them out, dead or alive, all of them. And that's our expectation. That's what the government insists that we're doing. They say, and I think there's every reason to believe, that our chance of freeing our hostages has increased as a result of the ground operation. That if we were sitting on the side and shivering in fear and hoping that the Americans or Hamas's state sponsors in Qatar were going to come to the rescue of our hostages, that would increase the chance that they were being freed. I mean, nobody believes that. And we all understand that the only way to free them is through the strength of our arms. And so everybody's just hoping that we get to them as quickly as possible and that we bring them all to freedom with as many of them as possible alive.
Caroline Glick joining us live from Jerusalem this morning. Caroline, we hope you stay safe. We thank you for making time for us.
Thank you.
We'll have you back real soon.